Welcome to Hot Takes and Beer Breaks.
We were over-intoxicated and under-informed.
We're just three dudes talking news and drinking booze.
I'm John.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Justin.
And now...
Tune it in your Sunday morning cartoons.
It's Saturday morning.
Whatever.
Close enough.
So we're going to do a best animated superhero show of all time.
And what is this in honor of, Jonathan?
This is in honor of Invincible ending 2 weeks ago. It's been the talk of the town.
Where can you see Invincible?
Which town? Hold on. Which town is it a talk of?
All of them.
Gotham.
Got them.
Oh, okay.
Metropolis.
That's not a town. That's a metropolis.
It's a big town. But everyone's been talking about Invincible. It's been celebrated. It's on Amazon.
Yes.
It's a really great animated superhero show. So we did a breakdown of 20 animated superhero shows. We kind of fit the criteria.
No, John, we did not do a breakdown. We're doing it now.
Yeah, so we have 20 shows that we think fit the criteria of an animated superhero show, and we're going to break them down, and we're going to decide which one is the best one, because I have seen that discussion. Is Invincible the best one? Is it not? Is it going to get upset by another one? Who knows?
Tune in next week to find out the results.
Wait, no, it's this week.
Tune in at the end of the show.
We're doing it right now.
And action.
All right, Jason, what's the first matchup?
As per usual, these were just randomly thrown into a generator, and they came out randomly. So don't argue with how they're seated, because I don't fucking give a shit.
Same.
First up, we have X-Men, the animated series
The
from
90s
the 90s.
Cartoon, yeah.
Against Superman, the animated series from what?
It's also
was
the
it
2004.
2004?
I'll say the X-Men one is better than the Superman one, because I think it's much more iconic with the theme song, even though the Superman theme song actually they both have very iconic theme songs.
Sing the Superman one.
It starts off very slow, and it's like
Are you thinking of Superman, or are you thinking of Justice League?
I can think of the animated one. I can't sing it. You know what? I'll go with the X-Men one. The X-Men one is much more iconic, and I also think that show probably defined a little bit more of the 90s with a little bit more edgy stuff.
I was also wrong. It was in 1996 to February 12th, 2000. That's when
a little earlier than you
More
thought,
X-Men
but close enough.
memes, because there's the one where Wolverine is in the background and there's people making out behind him, and then there's the also one where Wolverine's touching a picture.
okay.
More memes.
I'm going with the memes.
You go with that one, Jason?
Yeah, that's fine by me.
Okay.
Next, we have Powerpuff Girls and Teen Titans.
Ooh, this is a really good one, actually.
It's like height of childhood.
I'll say Teen Titans, because I think Powerpuff Girls, and I think a lot of these shows are going to do this, are more villain of the week. Whereas Teen Titans, it deals with a lot of adult themes and kind of has an overreaching plot where maybe they were fighting Slade or they were fighting a bad guy. And even though they had a villain of the week, they had a villain that spanned the entire season. So I think it made it a better show.
But Powerpuff Girls empowered women that they could be superheroes too, because it was female superheroes.
That's a good point.
So they had my vote.
I'm actually going, as much as it pains me, I did love Teen Titans.
Okay.
But also I'm going to account for Teen Titans Go.
Oh, I didn't include that.
Because it's technically lore, because in Teen Titans Go, they did an episode where they went back to the old animation.
I think they have a movie where they collaborated.
Right, they did.
Yeah. So it's canon. So the fact that that is part of the Teen Titans, I have to take that into consideration.
I'll also say Powerpuff Girls has become its very own iconic thing. So I that's fair. Yeah, I'm with you guys on that one.
And they have better memes.
Jason made a really great point too. It empowered women, which is another, I think, a thing in its favor. So yeah, I agree with you.
Okay, so next we have
Mojo Jojo was my favorite.
Yes, and Mojo Jojo was great. We have Justice League and Batman Beyond. Or Justice League Unlimited. So you put them both in there? I don't know.
Yeah, I put both the Justice League. So Justice League was the first formation, then Justice League Unlimited. So I think that's 6 seasons in total. Yep. No, is it 3?
It's not about that.
So it's around there.
Yeah.
And Batman Beyond, the continuation of a Batman story. This is a tough matchup, to be honest. They're both in the same universe. I'll say Justice League, because it also concluded Batman Beyond's storyline in Justice League.
I'm going to say Batman Beyond. I thought it was a solid continuation of the Batman lore, while also making it more, not necessarily modern, but like futuristic.
Okay.
I'm going with Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond? All right. I agree with you guys on that one.
Next, we have Danny Phantom and Static Shock.
Static Shock. I don't even think that's a question. I love Danny Phantom, but Static Shock is incredible. As a superhero show. I think it's
I feel like when you think superhero, you think of Static Shock. You really don't think of Danny Phantom.
That put me over. I like Danny Phantom more, but saying that,
and ideally thinking superhero, your head does not go to Danny Phantom. And Danny Phantom's a fucking great show.
I think Jason makes a great point. Yeah,
I always do. All right, so that includes the nonsense that doesn't matter round. So now we're at the actual first round.
Wow, Justice League out early. That's surprising to me.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, it's not surprising at all.
Really?
Yeah.
So
really
we
like
have Spider-Man, the animated series from the 90s,
Okay.
against X-Men, the animated series from the 90s as well.
Ooh, these are wow.
Wait,
Yeah,
are we into
Spider-Man.
the actual rounds now?
Yes, we're into the
So that
actual-
was the play-in round.
That was the playing round. This is the true round.
Okay, true round one.
Yes. But yeah, no, it's Spider-Man, the animated series.
I
Or TAS, for those in the know.
I agree with Jason on this. I think Spider-Man is a little bit more iconic than the X-Men. Both are very iconic for that time. Like that was a huge part. But I'll agree with Jason on Spider-Man. What do you feel?
I have neither. I did not watch either of them.
Really?
Yeah.
I've more.
I still watch Spider-Man, the animated series. So
Okay, so Spider-Man because Jason said so.
next we have Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes,
You're doing great.
and Invincible.
So have you guys seen Earth's Mightiest Heroes?
I've seen some. I have yet to see all of them.
It's okay.
Every
It's
episode.
definitely Invincible.
Invincible.
I've seen all of
Okay,
Earth's
Invincible
Mightiest
is-
Heroes, and I really like it. But it's
spoilers for Invincible, with it being the most recent. Everything else you should probably have watched by now.
That's fair.
or not.
Hot take.
All right, next we have Batman and Powerpuff Girls.
Now this is Batman the animated series,
Correct.
the classic 90s.
I don't even think this is a question. I think it's Batman. That whole show set up how superhero shows are done. It's such adult themes. I like Powerpuff Girls, but I don't even think it's a question. I think it's Batman.
If it's a question, but so what are we saying? Which movie or which show is the best?
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about Batman off the top of my head set up the character Mr. Freeze, which wasn't a character before then, and now is one of Batman's most iconic villains. I mean, he set up so many of Batman's rogues gallery to be now iconic supervillains across the board. I mean, Scarecrow.
I'm on John's side.
So Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jason, do you have anything to rebut that?
That is what it is. Don't care.
Okay.
Next we have Marvel's Ultimate Spider-Man. That's the one voiced by Drake Bell.
Oh yeah.
Against Captain Planet. Hands down, Captain Planet.
Ooh,
really?
Hot take.
Do you not care about the environment?
No.
Well, then fuck you.
I'm going with the Spidey.
You're going with the Drake Bell Spider-Man?
Yeah, I watched this Spider-Man in my college years.
Okay.
Had an amazing time with it.
Is refresh my memory, but the Drake Bell one,
He joined Shield. He's part of a team.
does it deal with anything that's more adult, a little bit more is it less villain of the week, or is it just we deal with this bad guy and
It is fairly villain of the week, but also you have all the Marvel universe and all of Spider-Man's rogue gallery to choose from.
Okay, I'll give it to Spider-Man on that because
Wow. People don't care about the environment over here.
Nope.
I mean, I couldn't even tell you who Captain Planet's bad guys are. Is it just
The
pollution?
planet.
Is pollution? Planet's the bad guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, eco-terrorist, John. Come on now.
Okay.
I thought eco-terrorists are good.
Yeah. Wait.
No, I said the word terrorist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but eco-terrorists are terrorists in the name of
No.
preserving the
No.
ecosystem.
No. That's not how that works.
Maybe.
All right, next is One Punch Man and what do we say? Batman Beyond? Yeah, Batman Beyond.
Wait. Where's Oh, okay. Never mind.
That was the playing round, Jonathan.
Okay. So One Punch Man and Batman Beyond.
Yes.
that is
Have
what
you
I
guys
said.
seen One Punch Man?
Yes, I have.
What do you think?
I think it's. I'm gonna catch flack for this, but I think it's leagues better than Batman Beyond.
Really?
Yes.
Jason, what do you think?
Yeah, that's fine by me.
I couldn't get through. I couldn't get through One Punch Man.
What did you watch? The subs or the dubs?
Not the.
Do you know what that means, or have you never watched anime?
I watch the dubs always. I know I'm not an anime fan,
That's so funny.
I can't really talk shit. Like Dragon Ball Z, I can't watch the original Japanese because I originally started watching. I just happened to watch the Japanese version of One Punch Man first, so that's the voice I need to hear.
I'm not that big into anime. Mm-hmm. I tried to watch One Punch Man because specifically it's a superhero show and I like superhero stuff. I couldn't get through the first episode. So for me, it's Batman Beyond. But if you're saying it's One Punch Man is leagues behind, I'm not going to argue with you.
Let me explain the pitch of the show. So imagine somebody like Superman, like Josh Whedon's Justice League Superman.
Okay.
Invincible, can't be stopped.
Okay. Sounds boring so far. So go ahead.
Exactly. Imagine if you were so powerful, nobody was even any amount of nobody compete with you.
Okay.
You are so powerful. You are bored with fighting. This man in One Punch Man, Saitama? Yeah, Saitama.
Okay.
He can defeat anyone with one punch.
Okay. To
the point where he gets so annoyed with fighting because he's always going to win. He's bored of it.
That seems...
And it takes the superhero genre and kind of flips it on its head.
Okay.
Because it's like, oh yeah, this man's so powerful. It's like, yeah, but also like he's bored of it. And there's a lot of comedy in it, and all the other side characters are just awesome.
I'll be interesting. I might fight back against it later on, but based on your description, that's fine with me. If you want to move ahead, if you're that passionate about it, I'm okay.
And also, like, my reasoning for letting Batman Beyond go is because it was built on the grounds of Batman the animated series.
That's fair. Jason,
Ben 10 and Harley Quinn.
Ben 10. I don't even think this is a question. I'm pretty sure it's Harley Quinn.
It's Harley Quinn.
Okay, next we have My Hero Academia and Static Shock.
Ooh, this is actually very tough.
Did you watch My Hero Academia?
Yes, I did. I watched it.
And it made John very uncomfortable.
Was there sex stuff?
Actually, no, they sexualize children. It's very uncomfortable.
Oh, but I'm going to choose Static Shock.
No. Hold on. But I will say the way it handles superheroes in the real world and the way it does it, this is the one anime I watched all the way through and I just binged the whole thing because it's very, very good. Mm-hmm. Some of the best action scenes. I got emotionally attached to one of the heroes I didn't even care about. He was in a fight scene and he was looking like he was about to lose. And I was like, oh my God, they're going to kill this character because they have no problems killing off characters. It's incredible. In my opinion, I think it's Static Shock is really, really good, but My Hero Academia is much better. Mm-hmm. Much better. So I have to give the nod to that one. Jason, do you have any?
No, I have no input.
Well, I said Static Shock.
I've never seen My Hero Academia. It's on my list of things to watch. I've heard good things about it, but
yeah, I highly recommend. I actually almost got emotional with one of the scenes because I was like, oh my God, you're going to lose. And I don't know if I want to say, but like the most powerful superhero is spoilers for this show.
I don't want to watch it now,
but he's losing his powers because he passed his powers along. And that's the premise of the show. And with his last bit of effort, he's fighting someone that's just as powerful as him, but he outsmarts him. And it's really, really good. And you're seeing all these people that worship it. It's like Superman. If Superman was about to lose his last fight, but then he wins and everyone watches it, it's very powerful. There's a ton of other stuff there. They deal with, there's a child being abused by her father. Or her stepfather, like someone takes care of her, and these heroes go to great lengths to save her, and a lot of them die in it, and it's really, really good. It's a really powerful show, and I think it deals with because the premise of the show is basically superheroes are paid to be cops, and the better you are, the more you get paid. So but everyone goes to superhero school if you have a superhero ability to learn to be a superhero, and you get pressured in, and it's like, oh, if you're a good superhero, you're going to learn to make that better, and it's a cool way to deal with that superhero lifestyle. Did I sell you on it?
I'm sold on it. I like that.
Yes, that's what we're going with.
Trying to push it along.
That's fine. All right. Next, the last of the first round is Young Justice and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Which Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are we talking about? There's multiple series.
We'll say the 90s one. The
iconic?
The more iconic one.
The 97 to 98 or the 97 to 96 or the 2003 to 2010?
Honest, I do not know the difference.
The 2012 to 2017 or the 2018 to present?
So I'll just say I really like Young Justice. I think it deals with sidekicks and...
Did you say ninja?
Oh.
John, what are we drinking?
So we are drinking, what is the name of this brewery again? It is Pipeworks Brewing Company, and it is Pipeworks N. It's the Ninja Unicorns versus the Haze beer that we're drinking today. Jason, do you want to read off what the story is?
I guess. A temporary truce between the Shadow Warriors and the Unicorns has been called. Though they are sworn enemies, they must join forces to defeat their trendiest enemy, the Haze.
Sworn enemies.
He said enemies.
That's what my can says. Why does your can say something else?
Mine says the correct thing, which is
enemies.
Enemas.
Enemas.
Wait, so these must be collectors then, because mine says entities. Yours says enemas. John, what's yours say?
Wait, hold on. How'd you go to entities to entities?
Entomins?
Yeah. Oh, John says entomins. Okay.
Yeah, entomins.
Those are really good.
What do you guys give this out of beer breaks? How many beer breaks would you give it?
I would give this a 7.1.
I'll go with a 7.5. I think this is much better than the other one we drank.
John, we drank that all the way in another episode ago.
I know.
Which is a similar...
It's a callback to the future episode or past episode based on when this got released.
Jason?
I don't...
How many ninjas out of turtles would you give it?
I can't tell. Because I don't know. I really don't know. Is it supposed to be a hazy double IPA or just a regular double IPA? It's very confusing to me.
Like, is it confused? How's your palate? Like,
it's very confusing.
When it hits the back of your throat.
It reads one thing and it looks like another thing.
Oh. Well, don't look at it.
I'm very confused.
So what are you tasting? What are your buds saying?
I give it a few.
A few?
Sorry.
A few out of some or a few out of many?
A few out of some.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Hot take.
Okay.
Turtles?
Yeah, so Ninja Turtles versus Young Justice. I'm going to go with Young Justice. I think it deals really well with how like superheroes are acting in the real world. You know, the Justice League is this pillar of hope and they're the face of everything, but their sidekicks have taken over and they've taken on a more adult role. They're, 14, 15. They're not necessarily adults yet. They're still technically kids, but they're much more responsible than how they should be treated. So they're doing Black Ops missions. It's really, really cool. I think it's a lot of fun. It also gives a lot of play to characters that you may not have heard of. And I really love Nightwing. He's my favorite DC character. And I love seeing Nightwing. Also, Dick Grayson as Robin.
Dick.
Yeah. So those, for me, I think Young Justice is the superior show.
Yes.
You agree?
I agree.
Okay.
Because I think the Ninja Turtles peaked with their movies.
Okay, that's fair.
Interesting take. All right.
No, the old movies, like from the 90s.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah.
All right, so going on to the next round, the quarterfinals, we have Spider-Man the Animated Series and Invincible.
Spider-Man the classic 90s?
Of course, yes, classic 90s.
I'll say Invincible because I think there's a greater mystery going on in the first season, even though it's one season compared to 90s Spider-Man, and even though 90s is really, really good at what it does, I think this show does a really great job of handling that. Do you agree?
I will say that Invincible does have 100% more J.K. Simmons than the other show.
Okay.
So that is what I'm going to say.
And he's the best Spider-Man character in all of the Spider-Mans. So that takes away that the 90s Spider-Man doesn't have them.
Yeah.
So what are you going with? Are you going with Invincible?
I'm going to go with Invincible. Were you going to go Spider-Man?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Really?
Hell yeah.
Come on, Art. What do we got?
Amazing.
If you want to fight for it, Jason, fight for it.
I'm not fully into Invincible yet.
It really sets up because you get so many different storylines, plot lines, and villains. You get Secret Wars in it. You get the Spider Wars in it. Like, it's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Wait, you get both?
Yeah,
you do.
What about the Rogues Gallery? How do we got for them?
Let's see. Besides, so there's a crossover with the X-Men the Animated Series. Let's see. I'm trying to think. It's been a while since I've watched it, but trying to go off memory. You got your classic villains. You got your Scorpion. You got your Doc Ock. You got your Green Goblin, Hobgoblin, Lizard. You got Rhino in there. You got Shocker in there. You got the...
Is it the Paul Giamatti Rhino, though?
I don't think so, no.
I kind of want to give it to Jason just because he listed off all those rogues. He's right.
You were just saying Invincible. Like
I was trying to go...
What the hell's the groupings?
The Sinister Six?
Sinister Six, thank you.
Yeah,
that was really hard for me to kind. Captain America has a cosplay as this, and when they go to at some point in time, I know he's in there.
Iron Man's also in there.
And this was like before he was like big in like
Fantastic Four's
TV
in there,
and film.
Storm's in there.
I'll give it to Jason just on that description alone.
Damn right.
You're not gonna try and fight it?
Fantastic.
I think Invincible is really good and it has a lot to set up and what it's going to do in the future. But I think Jason's right. Like there's much more storylines in the 90s Spider-Man show. Like
Adam Webb, Hydro Man.
How can you not give it like, I mean, it is very much of its time.
Yeah.
But it is revered for that. So I'll give it to Jason for that.
Invincible is really good, but it's also in a time where basically every superhero thing that's coming out is subverting superhero standards.
It's built on the back of other great things. Like 90s Spider-Man is kind of the backbone of why this stuff is.
Mm-hmm.
So Spider-Man's moving on. We have Batman against Ultimate Spider-Man.
Batman. I like Ultimate but Batman.
You gotta go Batman.
Yeah.
The animated, just the art style alone.
It's very iconic.
It's very good.
Yeah.
We moved One Punch Man, right?
Yep.
And Harley Quinn. Doing this sheer from memory.
I will still stand with One Punch Man over Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn for the first 2 seasons.
It's only 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's really good. It does have potential to become better, but it's been so early in the run.
Okay.
And it's cool to see Harley Quinn like be independent.
How many seasons is One Punch Man?
I think it's on 3.
Okay. I'll give it to you.
Really? That's all?
Yeah.
I'll give it to you because you've seen both.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I would just say Harley Quinn because I watched both and I couldn't get through One Punch Man. But if you're saying it's that much better, I
highly recommend going back and watching One Punch Man. It's really good.
Maybe I'll try and get through it because I got through My Hero Academia and I'm super excited for that too. So
yep.
Okay. Jason, what's the next one we got? Or Jason, do you have any thoughts?
No, I'm fine with One Punch Man.
Okay.
Next we have Young Justice and My Hero Academia.
This sucks because these are 2 of my personal favorites.
All right, hold on. Jason, I don't want you to say anything, and I'm not going to say anything.
Okay.
We're going to let John argue with himself on this one.
Just rip my main apart.
Yep. You have to defend yourself against it.
For me, I love Young Justice. It's so good. I love the play on the DC characters. I love the takes on it. I think it deals with a lot of very adult themes and it deals with a lot of adult consequences.
He's ramping right now.
But it's My Hero Academia. Not only Young Justice, the 3rd season is a little weaker. My Hero Academia.
When everyone's older?
Yeah. When they hit the 3rd season, they kind of try and do a little bit different things. And
but Dick is like laying some dick in the Starfire.
Oh, there's like stuff in the comics where I guess like he's just going through every female superhero.
Dude, what a dick.
He just has a relationship with everyone. But My Hero Academia for a superhero show is incredible. It deals with kids that have had to deal with a lot of trauma. You have a bunch of characters that have to, one character has to overcome his father's expectations and come to grips with his abusive father and kind of accept him for who he is. And that father has to change as well. Like
isn't that very similar to Cyborg's storyline?
Yeah, but that's not played in Teen Titans, I don't think.
I think they delve into like a boy being turned into a cyborg.
Bit, yeah. But he comes to grips with himself because this character is half ice, half fire. And his father is like the second most powerful hero with all fire powers. And basically he wanted to have a child that could take away his weaknesses because his weakness as an all fire person, if he uses all his fire abilities, he'll burn up and die. But having a child that's half ice, half fire, he can use his ice powers to cool down so he can continue to use his fire powers. And that character at first doesn't want to use his fire powers because he hates his dad so much and then comes to grips with who his dad is. And so it's very adult themes. It deals with sometimes the villains are right and maybe they have a logic in the way they think. So I'm going with My Hero Academia. You're right. Okay. I did just rip myself apart.
But I think I have not seen My Hero Academia, but I do think that Teen Titans is that good of a show.
Young Justice?
Wait, which one are we doing?
We're doing Young Justice versus My Hero Academia.
Oh, yeah. My Hero Academia then.
Okay. I highly recommend you guys watch it. It's really, really good. It's a little bit slow in the beginning, but once it gets going, it gets going.
All right. So for our last 4, set up 2 very interesting matchups. We have Spider-Man the Animated Series against Batman the Animated Series. I'm still guns to run Spider-Man.
You're going
A, because Batman's a bitch.
Ooh.
So let me sway you, Jason.
There's no swaying me.
Let me just say this. Who is the most iconic Joker in all of the lore of Batman?
Yeah,
who is it?
He just swayed him.
Not
he swayed him in 1 second.
Not saying that's fair. Like that's fair that he's the most iconic Joker.
It's not Jared Leto.
No, it
is not Jack Nicholson.
No, Jack Nicholson was good though.
Is he the most iconic? It's not Heath Ledger. Who is the one that we all cringe at? Somebody who couldn't even kill people in the show that he was in. He could only give them Joker gas.
Yeah, Jason,
it is Mark Hamill.
Jason, I'm with Justin. I mean, because of this series, we set up not only Batman Beyond, we set up Justice League, we set up Superman the Animated
This is
series.
where it started.
Yeah, so I'm with Justin.
It's still debatable about that, but
let me just throw this in. Who was created in Batman the Animated Series?
Mr. Freeze.
Harley Quinn.
Oh, Harley Quinn as well.
Harley Quinn did not exist anywhere in comics.
No, yeah, you're right.
She was purely from Batman the Animated Series.
I'll go with Justin on this. This is a really good. Jason, what's the next? Are you looking up something to try and fight against it?
I didn't know that about Harley Quinn. I'm very intrigued about it.
Yeah,
it's where she came from.
Justin's 100% right. Harley Quinn is a character created just for that.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Hot take.
So I think Justin's
right. Because what John said before was not true about Mr. Freeze.
There is a character, but like the way he's portrayed in Batman the Animated Series is.
Are you talking about the movie though of him?
No. Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Why?
This is strictly the shows.
But the show with
Mask of the Phantasm does not count towards this, even though it's the same continuity and storylines.
Okay, but
you have to go based on the show. But either way, it holds.
I might have misremembered that, but yeah, you understand what I'm saying.
It was going to get the vote regardless.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Freeze was a completely different guy. I'm pretty sure he was just a guy with a cold gun before, and now he has a completely different backstory and it set up something different. So, yeah, I'm with Justin on this.
I don't know, but the great Stan Lee was part of Spider-Man, the animated series. So,
yeah, but I mean, that doesn't take away from Stan. I still think it made it to the Final Four.
Next is One Punch and My Hero Academia.
For me, it's My Hero Academia, but
One Punch Man?
Don't give two shits about these last three, to be completely honest. So it's literally between you two. So One Punch Man or My Hero Academia.
Is One Punch Man done?
No. Oh,
it's still going.
There is so much to go.
Books or
the manga, there is so much left.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know My Hero Academia is still going too.
It's something with the production house that's doing the animation. That's what's holding it back. But there is so much manga left.
Is the bad guy really terrifying? Possibly more powerful than the good guy?
The ongoing bad guy is being too powerful, but that's just for the main character. Everyone else, like Genos, he's a cyborg who he's fucking badass. I love him. The way he fights with just everything is rocket powered. It just punches and
see. This is tough because you have seen One Punch Man and not My Hero Academia. I've seen My Hero Academia and not One Punch Man, so we can't come to a fair criticism.
So we need to have somebody who hasn't seen either to take our arguments and pick an answer.
So Justin, why don't you give
I've basically said everything, and it sounds like you have too.
Yeah, so Jason, based on our previous
I'm going based off of things I've heard and totally have not looked into One Punch Man.
All right.
I'm not
He's got a video game.
Is that the reason? Is that the reason? Okay.
He also has that cool meme where he's just stone face and okay.
You know what? That's fine.
All right, so Batman the Animated Series and One Punch Man.
Batman the Animated Series.
Oh yeah, that ended. I gotta give it to Batman. Even though you have to take out Batman Mask of the Phantasm, Batman and Mr. Freeze, Sub-Zero, Batman Return of the Joker, Batman Mystery of Batwoman, Batman and Harley Quinn, and Justice League vs. the Fatal Five. Those are all the featured films in the DCU animated continuity.
Are those count? We're not counting them?
Those do not count in towards this because it is strictly TV. However,
but we're also counting Batman the New Adventures, right?
It is only in the 90s Batman the Animated Series.
But yeah, I created this based on basically the New Adventures, a continuation of the Batman 90s series. Also,
put it this way: I'm picking Batman because it stands that it's that good on its own.
I'm with Batman. I think
even without the movies taken.
Mark Hamill has the most iconic, possibly Batmobile with the long.
Mark Hamill has the most Batmobile.
Yeah, Mark Hamill and then Batman has the most iconic Batmobile. I would have to say, right?
Which one has the most iconic Batmobile? Is it Mark Hamill or is it Batman?
Both of them. No, you know what I'm trying to say though. The '90s Batman has the most iconic Batmobile.
The Batman the animated series has the most iconic everything, in my opinion. Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman, is in majority of all Batman things.
We didn't even bring that up.
Didn't need to. His voice is so iconic when it comes to Batman. It's the perfect, tough, somber, deep voice. I actually saw him at Comic-Con.
Cool.
Yeah.
Jason, do you have any objections to that?
No. As I told you before, I didn't give a shit about the last trailer.
I think we came to a conclusion. Invincible is not the greatest animated.
It is.